Hello, hello everyone. Amanda here. We'll give everybody just a couple of minutes to hop on. If you're live with me now, please let me know this is working and you can see it. Comment below where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear from you, and also it lets me know that it's working. So we'll give it just a couple of minutes. Hi, Katie. Thanks so much for popping on. So glad you're here. We'll just give everybody a couple minutes. It's finally starting to cool down just a tiny bit here in Arizona, and I'm so excited for that. This morning I actually was able to have the doors open and enjoy a little bit of fresh air, but then I had to close everything up and turn the AC back on because it's still over 100 degrees here. So crazy. So what's the weather like in your area? Hi, Shanna. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Montana. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. I want to talk about my new 6-week Getting Started with Fast Like a Girl program that I'm rolling out. As you may or may not know, I'm the admin of our group here that's called Fast Like a Girl Support Group. And I started my journey with Fast Like a Girl last October. And I'm really excited because I was able to get results with this program. And I started just like you. I was just a regular gal, just trying to lose some weight. I was postpartum. I was actually carrying around an extra 30 pounds from being postpartum for 3 years after the fact. I don't know if you can relate to that. Comment below if you're postpartum and you can relate. I nursed my littles, and so I was carrying, the extra weight a little bit longer because I was nursing and didn't want it to affect my breast milk, obviously, and that kind of thing. So I carried the extra weight. And then I carried it a little bit longer even because I am over 40. I'm 45 now. And I started, going through like premenopause, perimenopause, having symptoms, things like that. And so I found it really hard to lose the weight, and really super difficult to lose the weight. And so I started fasting last, I think it was 2022, I started fasting. And I was watching a bunch of my friends do it, and they were having such good success. They were looking amazing. I'm like, I'm going to try this too. So I tried the fasting too, and I dropped like 20 pounds super fast. It was incredible. But let me tell you the bad news about that. The bad news is I was fasting like a man, and I lost a bunch of hair, and I got super emotional. My anxiety went through the roof. I was feeling really anxious. Like I literally could not relax because my cortisol was just going through the roof all the time. It was ridiculous. And then finally towards the end, I got depressed, and I was crying for like 3 weeks straight for no reason whatsoever. So kind of intuitively, I had this feeling, okay, I must be doing this fasting the wrong way. Clearly, I've lost a lot of weight. It's been really great, but something about it kind of felt off. So I stopped fasting for a while. I was super disappointed. I was just devastated because I actually really felt amazing while I was fasting. My mental clarity was so much better than it had been in a really long time. And I also felt very energized. Like literally for the first time in my life, I was like, I want to work out. And I never have felt that. If you know me, like I don't really care to work out at all. And so for the first time in my life, when I started fasting, I was like, wow, I want to work out. Like I want to go running, and going running was like something I'd hated my entire life. But all of a sudden I'm like, I want to go running, so it was like really incredible. So I was so disappointed to have to stop fasting because in some ways it had really changed my life, but in other ways I was absolutely miserable. So I'm like, I have to be missing something. So last October, I ran across Dr. Mindy's book after being in another fasting group, and I read the book and I was just mind blown. And if you're new here and have no idea what I'm talking about, this is the book that I'm talking about. And this is what this Fast Like a Girl support group is based on, is this book called Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz. And so I read this book and I was mind blown, absolutely mind blown. And what blew me away was that not only could you lose weight on this, but if you look back, there's studies showing how fasting is so incredible for your health overall. And so if you look back, there's a study on this. If you're skeptical, go check out the New England Journal of Medicine. Now, this is a journal that all doctors kind of collaborate on. They post their studies there or their research. Go there and look for a study. It's called Effects of Intermittent Fasting on Health, Aging, and Disease. And this article is just about how fasting can help with this. Check this out. Cancer, obesity and diabetes, cardiovascular disease, neurodegenerative disorders, so like brain disorders, like Alzheimer's, things like that. It can help that. There's actually studies about how people with schizophrenia have actually benefited from fasting. It's fascinating, okay? And then the fifth thing on the list was post-surgery recovery. And so you can go check out that journal. I'll post the link down in the comments later. If one of my other fasting friends doesn't do it before I do, I'll post it later. But it's absolutely fascinating. If you Google it, you can find it. Again, it's called the New England Journal of Medicine. And that's where you'll find the article. And it's called The Effects of Intermittent Fasting on Health, Aging, and Disease. It's incredible. So I came to lose the weight. But when I read that book, I was like, wow, I'm going to be a lifer on this fasting thing because it's truly incredible. And literally, there are no side effects with fasting. If you do this the right way and you learn how to get your system to metabolically switch, we're going to talk about that a little bit. You're going to be amazed at what this can do for your life. Seriously. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit, ladies, about getting motivated. But I want you to stay motivated and build momentum in your fasting lifestyle. So I know some of you ladies have been here since the beginning, since last October when I started the group. And back then I wasn't certified. Back then I was just a gal like you getting started on my own journey, right? And so I started last October. So some of you have been here since the beginning, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being here and being on this journey with me. It's been so fun serving all of you ladies and learning this together. And welcome also to our new members. That we have new members joining every day. We had a bunch new today. Every single day, literally, it's catching on. Dr. Mindy and the rest of the coaches are just lighting this world on fire with this great news about this fasting tool. Now, this is like a tool that you can use in your toolbox. Now, fasting is not the fix-all, end-all, be-all, okay? It's not going to fix everything for you, but it's an incredible free tool that you can use in your life, okay? So I want you to get motivated, yes, but I want you to start building momentum. And what I teach in my 6-week course is how to make this work for you. Because what works for me and what works for your best friend is not necessarily going to work for you. And so that's why Dr. Mindy actually had trained all of us coaches so that we can help you ladies understand, hey, this is not another diet. This is not another fad. This is a lifestyle change that can take you from feeling your absolute worst to feeling your absolute best in a very short amount of time. And it's really incredible. So again, that first week I was fasting, I wanted to work out that very first week. It was crazy. I was like, what am I even thinking? Who am I? And so just the difference in feeling, if you're not feeling very good in mind, in your body, this is like a really big change that you can really, I encourage you to try it because you will be so amazed at the difference it can make in your life. Okay, so let's talk about it. We want to lose that weight forever, right? We don't want to have to go on some fad diet. If you're on a diet right now, I want you to stop it. Just stop doing that to yourself and beating yourself up because diets, you start the thing, you do the thing, and then you fail because you get overwhelmed with everything going on. I don't want you to diet anymore. Just stop it. Stop telling yourself, I'm dieting. I want you to tell yourself, I'm going to change my life. And, this is the way that you can do it. And I want you to know that however you start this journey, wherever you are at in your health journey, I want you to know that this is the beginning and you can keep going. And if you feel like you've been here since October and you're not making very much progress and you don't know what the heck is going on, reach out to me. I'm here to help you, and I can help you troubleshoot what's going on, and I can encourage you and help you to pick this back up so you can keep going. Don't start over. That's another thing. Stop telling yourself you're going to start over. You're going to keep going. You're going to pick up right where you left off, and you're just going to keep going. Okay? So this can help you balance your hormones. Literally, I have seen women who have had irregular cycles, PCOS, and all of these hormonal issues. Literally, I've seen ladies here in my group that started the Fast Like a Girl, and they have conceived. They got their cycles back, they regulated them through this, and they've conceived. And so it's absolutely amazing what this can help you do. The other things that this can help you do is just feel attractive to your spouse again. I know when I was, dragging around that extra 20, 30 pounds postpartum, I felt very self-conscious about that. And I didn't feel attractive to my husband. I mean, he's very still all over me all the time. It doesn't really matter. He loves me anyways, but it just says something about you, how you feel. If you feel good in your own body, if you feel attractive and you feel attractive to your spouse again, it's how you feel, right? And so even though your spouse is, still attracted to you anyways, no matter how you are, he's so proud of you for birthing your baby and going through the labor and postpartum and everything, but just to feel good in your own body again, just to feel amazing for you, this is going to help you with that. It helped me tremendously. I can't even tell you. And I just feel so much better and more confident in my relationship with my husband because I feel better about myself. I mean, my husband has never had an issue with me, but I just feel better about myself. So if you can relate to that, this will help you just feel confident again, feel amazing again. So you actually want that, relationship. That's so important to have that great relationship with your spouse, right? So feel energy like you've never felt it before. Before I started this journey with the fasting, I was having debilitating migraines for over a decade. I have done a lot to change that. I changed what I was eating. I had, allergy treatments. I had all kinds of things that you could imagine. And every little thing helped, sure. But it wasn't until I started drinking my hydrogen water, which I can tell you about that a little bit later. But the fasting, those two together have literally changed my life to where I'm able to not only run my household, because I don't know if you know this, if you're new here, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 little boys. I homeschool both of them. I just started homeschooling my second. He just turned 5. And so I can run a business on top of it. And before I was dying, I was there's no way I could do this. I wanted to make money from home, but it was hard. And I've been working online for 4 or 5 years now, but it was hard. And because I was not feeling good. Mentally, I wasn't feeling good. Physically, I wasn't feeling good. But now I'm feeling amazing. And so now I can pour into you ladies and help you with your struggles and wherever you're at in your journey. And I'm so excited. This is such a fulfilling way for me to help others, is letting them know about this, helping them get excited about it, showing you baby steps along the way, building that momentum. You will just love this lifestyle. I highly encourage you. Again, this is not a diet. This is you changing your life. Okay. So, you're going to feel happier too. Just amazing. If you're having hot flashes, they're probably going to disappear. Over time, they will definitely disappear. It's just really incredible what you can accomplish when you take this into your own hands. Okay. So I want to share some statistics with you right now. These were so fascinating to me. I couldn't even believe it. It's sad, these statistics. Okay. So I'm going to read my notes, because I don't have this memorized. So 7% of Americans, only 7% of Americans have a good cardiometabolic health. Isn't that scary? Only 7% of us. That's crazy. And so when you don't have a good cardiometabolic health, guess what happens? Guess what is related to those? Cancer and immune issues of autoimmune diseases of all kinds are related to these issues, okay, of having a poor metabolic health. All right. 40% have 2 or more chronic diseases. 60%, okay, back up. Hold on a second. I messed up. 60% of Americans have one chronic disease. 40% have 2 or more chronic diseases. Isn't that crazy? Massive obesity problem, right? 800 million people worldwide have an obesity problem. It's really sad. Obesity kills more people than smoking. Okay? That is just crazy wild, right? All right, let's talk about women specifically, all right? So 41% of women over the age of 21 are obese. 41% of women have an obesity problem, okay, over the age of 21. 45% of women have high blood pressure, all right? 1 out of 5 women will develop Alzheimer's, okay, which is basically now called diabetes type 3 because of the problem that it is. It's really, really a huge problem, all right? 1 out of 8 women will develop a thyroid problem, okay? So thyroid issues like hair loss, it's so sad, the thyroid issues. So 1 out of 8 women will develop thyroid issues. 56% of women going through menopause will develop a thyroid problem. 56% of women, okay? 1 out of 9 women have type 2 diabetes, all right? 1 out of 9 women, okay? 1 out of 5 women cannot get pregnant after trying for a whole year. So that is so sad, right? After you've been trying, doing everything you can. It's been a whole year. 1 out of 5 women cannot get pregnant, okay? Really super sad. 80% of autoimmune is happening to women. So things like Hashimoto's, lupus, RA, those are all debilitating conditions. I'm not sure if you know that. 45 to 55 is the age most common for women to commit suicide, okay? This is really super sad. Women are not happy. And I saw this other statistic. I forgot to write it down. I want to say it's like around 70% of perimenopausal women actually put in to ask for a divorce. And it's so sad. I mean, families are being destroyed over hormones and metabolic health because we don't feel good. We feel like crap. And so it's really sad. 45 to 55, ages 45 to 55 is the most common age for women to commit suicide. So if you're in that age range like I am, check yourself. Be careful and get help and incorporate a fasting lifestyle because there is help. And like I said, there's a fast, once you do start this fasting lifestyle called the dopamine reset, that will help to reset all of that. So if you suffer from anxiety, depression, things like that, fasting can help you. Really, it really truly can help save your life if you're in that place, okay? So what's the problem? So the other thing, mental health, we talked about that, moods, we're tired, we're cranky. Once you get to pre and perimenopause and menopause, you're like super irritable. That's like one of the main, symptoms of being in menopause is just the extreme irritability. Put in the comments if you are suffering from extreme irritability or you have at some point. It's a side effect or symptom rather of being in, pre or perimenopause, post even. So, what do? We go to our doctor, right? And we try and get help there. And praise God for all the doctors that can really help people, right? They're doing a great job. But part of the problem is they're not trained in nutrition, okay? They're not trained in fasting. They're not trained to teach a lifestyle at all. And so they don't really go over the lifestyle with you. And so they don't get to the root of the problem. They just are taking, symptoms, writing those down, and then writing out a prescription to cover up those symptoms and put on a Band-Aid, right? So, and if you go to a doctor that is highly dependent on insurance money, getting paid from the insurance company, they don't make any money by teaching you lifestyle because the insurance company isn't going to do that. They make their money with pharmaceuticals and with insurance money. And so if you go to a doctor who is highly, that's his practice, he's not going to have a lot of time for you. In the first place, he's, like I said, he doesn't have time to teach you lifestyle. He hasn't been trained in nutrition, and they are dependent on this other money. And so you're really not going to get necessarily the help that you need when you go to your doctor. And let's talk about Ozempic for a minute. I mean, have you heard about Ozempic and how amazing it can be to help you lose weight because it helps you not to feel hungry? And, but have you heard about the rough side of Ozempic? I mean, it has helped a lot of people, and I'm not mad at you if you take Ozempic or if you've used Ozempic, if you know people that use it. I mean, originally it was for people with diabetes, right? And it can be life-saving for some, absolutely. But every single drug has side effects. Every single drug. I don't care what it is. It has side effects. And it's expensive. I mean, I hear it's like $1,000 a month. Like, do you literally have $1,000 a month if you didn't have your insurance paying for it to pay for Ozempic? I mean, it's super expensive. The side effects, go to YouTube and type in side effects of Ozempic and watch the videos. Doctors are putting out things on the side effects. People are putting out videos about the side effects. You'll see the side effects on people that you have noticed that are taking it. They'll get what's called Ozempic face. They start feeling sick. They basically just have all these kind of issues, and you don't really know how it's going to affect every single person individually. And there's no research. There's really no research on it. Okay. Now let's flip it and talk about fasting for a minute. People have been fasting since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time, people have been fasting. There's tons of research on fasting, tons of it. There's no side effects when you do fasting correctly. Now, as a woman, I did it incorrectly at first. Like I said at the very beginning of this video, I was telling you I was fasting like a man. I still have a cycle. I was doing a lot of 1 meal a day. I was doing a lot of 16-8, 18-6, not a whole lot of variation. I was fasting the week before my period, which is a huge no-no because I didn't know any better. I didn't know about all of that hormonal stuff going on. And here I am, postpartum doing that kind of stuff, or perimenopausal later on when I was giving it a go again, and I'm throwing off my hormones left and right because I wasn't doing it right. I didn't know the right way to do it, okay? I hadn't read the Fast Like a Girl book yet. So, but when you do fasting the correct way, there's literally no side effects. There's only benefits when you do fasting the right way. And so I highly recommend to get the book. Again, I'll show it to you if you're new to the group. I know a lot of people just joined today and they actually they joined from other groups they're not about fasting, they're just workout groups. I've had some new friends join today. If you haven't heard about this book, this is what this support group is based on. It's Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz. You can get this on Amazon. If you're over 40, you also need to add to your cart the Menopause Reset, okay? And the reason you want to do that is because this talks about what you can do when your hormones start to decline. Because at age 40, our hormones start to decline and you're going to be in for a real ride. Okay, just buckle up, Buttercup. You're in for it, okay? But this book will really help you, and it helped me to understand, that's what's wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with me. This is just my hormones. And there's things that I can do to help balance my hormones so I don't have these crazy side effects anymore. And so now I feel amazing. So definitely get those books if you haven't already. Okay. And let's talk about, when you learn to metabolically switch. That means you're switching from your sugar burner system to your fat burning system. What happens is your body produces what's called ketones, and these ketones go to your brain and they turn off the ghrelin, they turn off the hunger hormone. Okay, so like Ozempic, the same thing that does is it makes you not feel hungry because it's turning off that hormone. Fasting literally does the same thing, and it's free, and it will not do the damage to your body like the Ozempic drug will. And so, yes, it's a little bit uncomfortable when you first are learning to fast, but the way that Dr. Mindy teaches it and the way that I teach it is that you take this very slow. You prepare your mind and your body first. You work on your foods that you're eating to balance your blood sugar, because I'll tell you right now, calories don't even matter. Calories literally do not matter unless you have a thyroid problem and you need to make sure that you're getting a certain amount of calories every day. For that reason, otherwise calories literally don't matter. You can track what's called macros, okay, instead, and keep your blood sugars more even. And that is actually what is going to help you more. So let's talk about the failed 5. Okay, so you go to your doctor, he's no help, right? You don't know what to do about that. And you've counted calories. Okay, so here's the first one. Calorie restriction is the first one. It's really only a temporary fix, because as soon as you increase your calories again, guess what's going to happen? You're going to gain all the weight back again. All right. So it lowers your set point. And it's not really good for you to only live on, say you're reducing your calories by like 500 calories. I mean, is that really a healthy way to spend your life? No, it's not. And so calorie in, calorie out, you don't even have to worry about that. Just throw that in the trash. It does not matter here. Okay, it literally does not matter here. If you have to count the calories because you've been told that your whole life and you like to track them, okay, fine. But I want you to know that macronutrients matter more. So download the app called Carb Manager and track your macros instead. Play around with it, log your foods, and just see how you're going. See how you're doing for a couple of weeks, and get a blood glucose monitor. I like the Keto Mojo. Later on, I'll post my link in the comments for you. You can grab one of those, and it's basically going to help you see what is spiking your blood sugar, because your blood sugar actually matters more than your calories. And we want to keep your blood sugar at an even kilt, and that will help you with your metabolic health. Okay, because your metabolic health is what is going to help you get healthy again. I've literally seen people with the fasting lifestyle that are type 2 diabetes that are no longer taking their diabetic medication. They're no longer even diabetic anymore. Okay, type 1 is a totally different thing. I understand. Type 2 diabetes can be resolved with fasting. We talked about it. Go check out that study that I mentioned. It's incredible. Okay. So I think, let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention here. Oh yeah, back to the failed 5. Okay, we only got through one of the failed 5. The second one is poor food choices. Okay, so a lot of people think, oh, I'm eating, my blood sugar is not going through the roof. I'm very careful about that. But they don't realize that there's pesticides. Unless you're eating organic foods, there's pesticides in the foods that you're eating. Poor quality, issues like obesogens. I don't know if you've known about this, but obesogens can literally be in your water. They can be in your food. If you drink water from plastic bottles, that's an obesogen right there going into your system, right? BPAs, all of that is really, really not good for you. It actually makes us gain weight, and it keeps us with the weight on. Like literally, if you have too much toxins in your body will not release the fat. And when you have fat and you are not metabolically healthy, what happens is the fat, instead of the glucose, instead of going to the cell and doing what it's supposed to do, it gets stored in your fat cells instead. And then they're stuck there. Okay. And it also gets stuck in the brain. It gets stuck in, the liver and different organs in your body. So metabolic health is super, super important. So you really got to work on this. So that way you can be healthy. And, basically, stop the diabetes, stop the cancer from happening. I mean, literally you have the power to help yourself get healthy. If you're not healthy right now, you have the power to do what it takes. You have the tools, and you can do this. So poor food choices is the second thing. The third thing is the spiking cortisol. If you live a super high stress life, you've got to figure out a way to get your stress down. Okay. Oxytocin is basically at the top of the hormonal hierarchy. If you've read the Fast Like a Girl book, you've heard Dr. Mindy talk about this. And it's incredible how the oxytocin is at the top and it can literally help you balance all the other hormones, right? And so basically what happens is if you let cortisol get the best of you, it is messing up the other hormones because cortisol, it's basically oxytocin, cortisol, and then the sex hormones, right? So if cortisol is getting the best of you and you're living a super stressful life and not getting enough oxytocin, then it's going to screw up your hormones no matter what you do, okay? But if you can get your stress under control and get more oxytocin going in your life, then you will see your hormones starting to balance and level out and you'll feel good, okay? So you got to get that spiking cortisol under control. So stress management, get a massage, go to the chiropractor, hug your family, your husband, basically have physical relations with your husband. That's obviously oxytocin there. Hug your children, pet an animal, go for a walk. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, to basically bring your oxytocin levels up. Okay. That's another thing that I teach in my 6-week program. Exposure to toxic ingredients, red dye, natural flavors, again, the pesticides, the products that you use, like makeup, skincare, shampoos, conditioners, all of that. Download the app and like Skin Deep or Think Dirty, download those apps and check those products that you're using. It's really important because they can be adding to your toxic load and then you're not going to be able to lose weight that way, because there's just too much toxicity going on in your system. And then the last field 5 is a one size fits all. It's not a one size fits all. I mean, even the Fast Like a Girl lifestyle, Dr. Mindy gives us a great layout, like a great platform, a great place to start. But it's not going to work perfectly for every single person exactly as it's written. We all have different needs. We all have different, preferences. We all have different lifestyles. And so what is going to make this work for you is grabbing this book, reading it yourself, and figuring out how you can make it work for you. And so what is that? That's what really this boils down to is N of 1 and how you can make this lifestyle work for you. And basically putting it into a place where you're going to implement this your way, your lifestyle, and basically do this in a way that's going to fit you. Okay. Because even with the macros, Dr. Mindy gives us very good macronutrients to follow. But I was talking to someone earlier today that she feels not her best when she has too much fat in her diet. She doesn't feel very good. So I said, well, why don't you take that down a little bit? And then on the flip side of that, some people don't feel very good if they're adding too much carbs. Okay. Now there's certain times of the month where we do need more carbs. Okay. Hormone feasting times, like during our nurture phase, like the week before our cycle, it's really important to increase our carbs, but it needs to be healthy carbs, right? And it also needs to be helping us to feel good in our own body. And so take that as like a starting point. This is what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to implement this the way that Dr. Mindy, lays it out. But then if you find something that's not working for you, switch it up. Do something a little different that actually works for you. Okay. So this is what I teach in my program. Okay. I take you from, the beginning, like how Dr. Mindy teaches it. If you have not read the book yet, I highly encourage you to grab it. Okay. Get the book, but you don't have to have read the book to join my program. Okay. Even if you've never read the book and even if you don't want to read the book, you can still join my 6-week program. If you've been here since October from the beginning, but you kind of lost sight of what you're doing and you want to pick this up, this is for you too. Like literally anyone can join the 6-week getting started no matter where you are, but it's great if you're just getting started in the program, if you're brand new to fasting in general, because literally I'm going to break it all down for you. And I'm going to be there to help you with your mindset. I'm going to be there to help you with the food list and what kind of foods you need at different times during the month. It's different. Okay. And so we need to have that variety. We need to have that variety in our fasting. You should not be doing one meal a day, every single day. You should not be doing 16/8 every single day. You have to really mix it up. And then there's times during the month where you should not be fasting at all. And so Dr. Mindy talks about all of this in the book, but I also go into a lot of detail about this in my program. I also talk to you about fitness and what exercises are the best to do at certain phases of your month, of your cycle. There's not like a one size fits all there either. Even if you're very, very active, there's times of the month where you still want to take it a little bit more easy, especially if you're in perimenopause, things like that. So I teach all of this in my program. And so I want to invite you to join my 6-week program. I go in great detail about how to do this program with Dr. Mindy, how she teaches it, but more importantly, how to do this in a way that's going to be sustainable for you. Because what in the heck is the point of starting another diet and then going in too hard and too fast, not really understanding what you're doing? You don't feel like you're getting the progress that you want, and then you get discouraged and you quit again, okay? There's no point in that, all right? And so basically what you want to do is, if you're not at a place where you want to just do this on your own, you can join my 6-week program. It is a group coaching setting. So you will get basically coaching from me live every Monday. And you will also have camaraderie with the other ladies that join the group with you. And the ladies that have come out of my first cohort, I'm so, so proud of them. We just wrapped that up today. I've had a lady come out that her cycle was irregular, and now she has a regular cycle. And we just literally did the first 6 weeks. That's all she did. That's all we did so far, is literally just getting started with Fast Like a Girl. And she already has a regular cycle. Okay. And then one of the ladies, she lost weight and she taught her family, and they're doing amazing. Okay. A couple of the other ladies are doing this at their own pace and kind of figuring out how they can make it work for them. And I'm literally so proud of every single one of them. They've all done amazing and incorporating what they're learning to make this fit their own individual needs. And so you will have that camaraderie with the ladies in the group. You can connect with them. And that means a lot, just to have somebody, in your corner that knows exactly what you're going through. And so you'll have that in the group as well. And then basically on Fridays, we're going to have a live coaching session on Fridays where we get together and I'm doing coaching with you all live. So we celebrate your wins for the week. Maybe it's something that you learned, that you implemented, some success that you had, or maybe you're having a challenge. You would bring that challenge to the group on Friday, and we would work through that with you. I would give you some helpful advice and tips on what to do. And so that's what we do on Fridays. So Monday, we do the teaching session where I give you the area of focus for the week, what we're learning for the week. You implement that. And then Friday, we get back together for live coaching on Friday. Okay. It's going to be on Zoom. That's where I hold the meetings. And we also do have a Facebook group that is exclusive to the ladies that join the 6-week program. And they will be there. The replays will be there. I have a workbook for you. Every week you'll get a workbook that has the area of focus on it. Everything is laid out for you. I have the meals with macros. So if you're like, what the heck is a macro? We teach you all of that. And I have sample macro meals just to make it super easy and simple for you. I show you ways that you can incorporate different meals with your family to where you can still make this work for you and not have to cook separate meals for your family, because that would be insane, right? Who has time to do that? So I show you how to make it work with what you're already doing in your family. And also you get a tracker. So what to do every day, you have a tracker that you can track exactly what you're doing, how you're feeling, how many hours you're doing that day, all of that. So all of that is included in the program. There's so much more, and you can see it on my website. You can go to coachamandawright.com and you can find all about the 6-week program there. And I have an early bird special for you that you can join. If you grab that special today, you can get in the 6-week program for $2.99. Okay. Now, if you bring a friend, you can get the same discount at $2.99. And the registration is going to be open until Sunday night, because I want to be able to send you the workbook first thing, Monday morning before we get started, and have that ready for our first get together on the 14th. There's always replays. So if you're going to be away for the holiday, I totally get it. There's going to be replays every single week for you. So if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments below. You can send me a private message. I will get back to you on that. And quickly, I'm just going to scroll through and see if anyone has any questions. Give me just a second while I do that. Hi there. Hi. So glad everyone could make it. Hi, Heather. Hi, Jessica, Katie, Shanna, Danielle. Hi, everybody. Michelle. Yeah, Shanna, it was a great book, like mind-blowing, those benefits, right? Sarah, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining, ladies. Yeah, Heather, diets don't work, right? Because as soon as you stop doing the diet, you gain the weight back, right? So this is a whole lifestyle overhaul. You will be so glad that you did, little by little, at your pace, right? Let's see. See if there's any. Yeah, the stats were just crazy, right? So sad, so sad. That's why I'm so passionate to help women. The think dirty can be paid off and not actually show harmful ingredients. Yeah, that's a good point. Use your discretion, ladies. But I think the apps are helpful, especially for people that are brand new and they're like, there's chemicals and stuff in my products. Like, what? Really? So I think it's a great starting point. But yeah, definitely check on those companies and ingredients. Okay, so I don't see any questions here, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So thank you so much, ladies, for joining. If you do have any questions that come up, please feel free to comment below, message me privately. I'll be available all weekend to answer your questions. I'll put my Calendly link in here if you want to book an appointment with me. I do one-on-one consultations. If you're not quite sure if this would be for you, we could do like a 20-minute conversation. We can see if the 6-week program is going to be great for you in a group setting, or we can talk about if you prefer a one-on-one. I could do a quick 20-minute appointment with you and we can see where you would like to go from here, because everyone is going to be different. Some are going to prefer the group coaching while some are going to prefer a more private one-on-one coaching, and I'm definitely available for that as well. So I'll share my website down in the comments when I get off of here so that you can go on and check out the pricing, what's included, all of that. Like I said, if you get in today, it's $2.99. That includes the workbook, the tracker, the 2 weekly meetings. I also have a discounted one-on-one session in there for the clients that do join that. So you can check out everything. I'll post my website down in the comments here in a little bit. But it's CoachAmandaWright.com. Again, CoachAmandaWright.com, and I will post a link down in the comments when I get off. So thanks so much, everyone, for joining. I hope you found this helpful. Invite your friends. Fasting is always more fun with friends, so you can invite them to join the support group here. This support group is free. It will always be free, so you can invite them to join here. They do need to answer the join questions, and then I will allow them into the group and approve them. And then, like I said, the 6-week program is going to have a separate exclusive Facebook group just for those that are taking advantage of the 6-week course. Okay. So thanks so much, ladies. Have a great day. Bye.